Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to the Inner Voice. An itikaf is an activity or an ibadah done in the month of Ramadan. It is an ibadah where you stay in mosque for 3 days and you can't go out. An itikaf is usually done when you pray and recite Quran. But when you have 50 kids in a mosque together, it is done differently. You have to pull activities and you have to do several things together.
Imam Rada alayhi salam says one night of i'tikaf in month of Ramadan is equivalent to one hajj around the house of Allah.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. So honestly, I always look forward for an opportunity to participate in itikaf. It's really a beautiful time. On one side you're in the masjid, abiding by the rules of itikaf, which is really a great ibadah. And on the other side you get to spend some really good quality time with brothers and sisters. So it's amazing to see that slowly this sunnah is becoming an established part of our community's Islamic culture, and that the younger generation is actually getting the opportunity to participate in it from a young age, with activities that are suitable for their ages, and this will gradually help them to form that positive bond with the masjid and with Islamic values.
Assalamu alaikum. This year's itikaf was a really nice experience. I feel like Sheikh Yassir's presence was very valuable, and the company of all the kids was really peaceful and really nice place to be, like with everyone. Alhamdulillah, it was a really nice experience altogether. For me, the best activity this year was the game show of Dr. Imran Vaisi. I feel like everyone was engaged, everyone put their effort in and put values in it, and everyone gained a lot from it as well.
What I really loved about this itikaf was the late night discussions with Sheikh Yassir and the different lectures that we had. I'm really grateful for that. However, this itikaf was my first one, and it was as a volunteer. It showed me how to be responsible, and it also showed me that I was missing out on interacting with others, which is something that was really nice. Along with that, we as volunteers organized a quiz competition called the Brain of Itikaf. This quiz competition was the highlight, or one of the highlights of Itikaf. It had some really sweet moments, and it also had some sad moments, but it was surely a treat to watch.
Some of the most important activities that we did during itikaf were Islamic treasure hunt, whereby we had related several verses of Quran together and people had to find out the Quran translation and find the verses and look for places in the mosque to look for those verses, and then finally to get a clue together. It was a really interesting game for everybody, and I'm very sure all of the kids got to learn something about Quran and the culture of itikaf and Ramadan and the whole point of that game. Another activity that I would like to mention is the Islamic Quran challenge, whereby one of our volunteers was asking them Quranic questions one by one, and they had to answer until a certain group wins.
So itikaf is a 3-day experience that happens once in a year during the month of Ramadan. So itikaf is basically where you stay 3 days at mosque. You get to learn people, become closer to Allah, and learn more knowledge in Islam. So basically we had plenty of activities around the whole 3 days, but one of the most favorite ones that I'd say that I did, and mostly everyone, had to be the treasure hunt. Like, the treasure hunt went to finding clues, becoming together, becoming apart, coming together. It'd be from talking to reading the Arabic on the dome and writing the architecture, to going from the periodic table to Prophet Dawood and all that stuff. One of the most favorite memories that we had was at night, where we'd play a Islamic game or whatever, recreating memories when we were kids. And you can never go wrong with the food. Fasting was amazing as usual.
So what I liked about itikaf was that all the activities were amazing. Everyone, the volunteers took their time. The brains of itikaf was well prepared. The treasure hunt was really hard, but it was fun and really hard. We also learned about Dua Iftatah, everything like that. Amazing from the volunteers. I learned many new things in itikaf. For example, there's this prayer that you have to recite on the last 11 nights, that even if your wish is impossible, it will be fulfilled. Another thing I liked was the food. Food was amazing. Amazing.
Assalamu alaikum. So, I wanted to talk about the itikaf that happened this year during Ramadan. So, this year I went as a volunteer. It was actually my first itikaf. It was a very good experience. We got to know so many different types of people. We made new friends. We had so many activities such as the Brains of Saj. It was very good. We got to learn a lot of different things. And we also had Sheikh Yassir with us, who really taught us a lot that we didn't know from before. Yeah, overall, the Brains of Saj was like the highlight of the itikaf program. We had so much fun. It was competitive, and yeah, we learned a lot.
Salams, my name is Aman, and I'm here to tell you about my journey in itikaf. I learned so much. The activities that helped me the most was definitely the treasure hunt. The treasure hunt was very, very fun. It taught me about how to keep patience and how one step leads to the other. Also taught the activities we had, especially about reading the Quran, the main interpretation and the deeper interpretation. That was really nice. The food was also really, really good. Fasting the whole day and then breaking the fast with everyone, that was really good. The atmosphere, the environment was amazing. Just being together with all your friends was really, really nice. The late night discussions we had, the early morning, around 3-4 a.m. having tea, having suhoor with everyone was definitely something I miss.
I would like to also mention another good activity which is not only fun but really, really important and necessary for our Jamaat, which is finishing the whole Holy Quran recitation. We managed to distribute Quran pages between all our participants and volunteers. So we had to start from page number 1 till page number end of Quran. So everybody had to recite around 20 or 21 pages. Several kids had recited less, like 7 or 6 pages. But what we did at the end of the day, we made sure we finished the whole Quran. And I would like to thank Dr. Mazahir for this effort. I would like to thank Dr. Mazahir Jaffer very much for pulling off this activity and making sure that everyone gets a part of the Quran to recite.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Tahsin Amirali. I was one of the volunteers for this year's itikaf program. I must say, Alhamdulillah, it was a very, very well organized program, and I must say it was also a very successful program. It was amazing to have Sheikh Yassir here with us. He was the reason whereby we had a number of registrations, especially the young ones. So there were 3 highlights from this year's itikaf program. Number 3, I must say, was the Tadabbur programs, whereby we were reflecting on the ayahs that was presented by Sheikh Yassir, and it was very, very well conducted by him. The second one was the reflection of the du'as. So Sheikh Yassir was reciting Dua Iftitah for us. In between the dua, he used to recite for us the Gham Bayan, whereby we would feel the sadness of what Ahlul Bayt went through during the trying times. So in regards to that, and also sinking in with the dua, that was super. We also had like a small moment of silence after the dua iftitah programs, whereby the youth would just sit silently and reflect on the dua and feel the sadness of what the Ahlul Bayt went through. But there was specific young youth who used to sit in the mosque and used to recite Quran on their own. It was so nice to see that, and that really touched my heart.
There was quite a variety of programs, and I think that helped everyone keep going and make most of the time there. For example, the Brain of Itikaf, it was really good fun. It was really good competition, and I wasn't allowed to participate. I'm not too sure why, but myself and Dr. Mazahir, we were made lifelines for the volunteer teams when they were playing, and Alhamdulillah, despite all the pressure, we managed to both help our teams successfully. We also had a Quran Tadabbur session, and it was quite interactive, and I think everyone got to experience what it is to reflect on the Quran in a very practical way. So I hope that's also something positive that we took back home.
Assalamu alaikum. Itikaf 2023. I think this was one of the best itikafs I've ever been to. But this time it was a bit different for me because This time I came into itikaf as a mentor, but still I had one of the most wonderful experiences. I think the best part for me personally was the tafsir of the Quran with Sheikh Yassir. So we just picked a verse and we had tafsir on it. And why I feel it was the best, because everyone, be it young, be it small, be it very old, they all got a chance to understand. I had kids asking me questions, and I personally was also asking questions about itikaf. So I think that was one of the best activities for me. One of the challenges I faced, I think, was trying to calm the kids during iftar, because kids didn't want to go pray namaz. They want to break their fast and eat immediately, and so that was a challenge we all faced as mentors and as volunteers helping them. And yeah, all in all, itikaf I think was a beautiful experience, especially because of the inclusion of Sheikh Yassir. Sheikh Yassir just made everything better for us. So Hassan.
Alhamdulillah, we also got the chance to finish the Holy Quran. We did this by dividing the pages of the Quran into 10 to 15 pages per person, and every person would finish their task would have to come and take the checklist in the whiteboard, and it was really, really nice to see that.
I enjoyed itikaf because there was a good environment, there was reciting Quran, there was activities, Islamic activities that we did. The people around were friendly.
What one thing did you learn in itikaf that you would keep with yourself?
To always have time to pray to God.
Nice.
Assalamu alaikum. Today I'm going to share the experience of the itikaf. The itikaf was an amazing experience. We did many activities that helped me a lot, such as the brains of itikaf and learning to know about each other and doing so much ibadah and learning about the iftitah with Sheikh Yassir. So it's an amazing experience, and the fasting went so much easier because of all the fun activities, and it was really an amazing experience.
Assalamu alaikum. Today I'm going to talk about itikaf and what activities we did in itikaf and what we learned. So activities, there was a game called Brains of Itikaf. It was boys versus girls. I personally really enjoyed it. I learned a bunch of new stuff from Islamic knowledge and Quranic knowledge, and also science and sports. And we also got to know each other. We did Quran Khani, we had a talk with Sheikh Yassir, we listened to Dua Iftitah, we fasted, and those fasts were really easy because we were doing activities throughout the days. And we also played games with our volunteers and the organizers. We watched a movie, we slept a lot and stuff. I personally really enjoy itikaf a lot, and it was really organized well by all the volunteers and organizers.
Assalamu alaikum. So the itikaf 2023 was very fun, informative and educational. I really liked it because it had many activities such as the interactive sessions, the Quran Khani, the Brains of Itikaf, and my personal favorite, the treasure hunt. So the treasure hunt it required us to work as a team and for us to cooperate in order to find the answers to the clues that we were provided. We had a lot of fun with Sheikh Yassir, alhamdulillah, and the volunteers were also very, very friendly. They provided us with food, iftar and suhr. And inshallah next year I would love to go for the itikaf again.
Well, alhamdulillah, all in all, really good itikaf. Special thanks to Ibrahim Kazmi, who helped everything to be in order, and to all the volunteers that were part of this, and all the participants obviously for being there. Alhamdulillah, really nice itikaf. We hope to have an even better one next year, inshallah. And yeah, alhamdulillah, it was really, really good.
It was honestly very amazing, and there were so many other things in this itikaf, but I really enjoyed it, and inshallah I can't wait for the next one. Thank you so much.
So I think overall the volunteers did a great job in organizing it, especially considering the numbers that attended this year. I personally enjoyed the discussions that we had in groups, the one-on-one conversations that we had. The treasure hunt on hindsight was quite hard, but I loved the passion everyone had in trying to solve the riddles. It was like you could see how much they're working their minds to get the answers. And but trust me, the process of coming up with the idea was super hard. But it was a nice experience. It was a nice experience to work with the team, and the organizing team was amazing to work with. So inshallah, I hope Allah grants us the chance to do this every year.
I would like to thank Sheikh Yassir very much for having Tadabbur in Quran session, for the Iftatah with translation, and Barsiya and Masa'ib, whatever you call it. He did that as well with the kids, and so many of us went to do the feeding of the Iftatah and month of Ramadan on the Shahadat of Imam Ali salam, the night before probably. So thank you all the volunteers, thank you whoever participated, and I wish we have even an amazing year of itikaf next year, inshallah. See you in the next video. Allah Hafiz.